Every athlete knows that you need to get in the weight room if you want to get better at your sport. Now yeah, practice is important, getting extra reps is important, but the weight room completely separates you from the rest of your competition. But there's one issue with that. I see athletes make so many mistakes every single day, which is why in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 mistakes that almost every athlete makes. Whether you're in middle school or just starting your career, or even you're looking at the professional level, I can almost guarantee you that you've made at least 2 of these mistakes. So if you want to get better at your sport, you're in the right spot. Because I'm Matt, and this is All Things Sports, and my goal is to make you a better athlete, no matter what sport you play. So without further ado, number 1. So many athletes just don't warm up at all. So how many times have you seen maybe even one of your buddies just walk in the gym, throw their stuff down, and immediately just start squatting? I think most people are smart enough to know that that's not a good idea. Think of it like this. You're a baseball player, you're getting ready to pitch in the World Series. Are you really just going to expect that you can walk out on the mound and immediately start throwing as hard as you can? No. Which is why you take your time to loosen up your body, to stretch out, to throw, do any drills that you need to, and then eventually get on the mound. So why are you treating the weight room differently? The couple of stretches that you do, just kind of holding your leg back or doing a couple lunges, the ones where you just hold the stretch for like a minute long aren't doing anything. You need to take the time to stretch out, get the joints loosened up, then slowly start to get a little bit more active, get a sweat going, and once you do that, then you can get under the bar and get ready to squat. But let's take it a step further. You need to warm up the weights. Start off with a bar, then maybe a 25, then finally going to 135, and slowly increase the weight. Because I promise you, if you take your time to warm up, you'll see your performance skyrocket. Maybe even hit a couple new PRs. And speaking of PRs, that leads us into number 2. Athletes try to max out and consistently go too heavy. I've seen so many athletes have too built up of an ego to where every single time they step foot in the gym, they just want to max out no matter what their form looks like, just to hit a new number and say, oh, I deadlifted 350 today. It doesn't do anything. Like, you're not increasing your performance. Yeah, you might be getting stronger by a little bit, but even if your sole focus was strength, that's not how you do it. You're just gonna wind up hurting yourself, and on top of that, you look like a fool doing it. Now, yes, focusing on strength and going heavy is important, but hear me out. It's going too heavy. You're not supposed to max out every single time. Doing sets of 3, sets of 4 to focus on a strength period, of course. But going under a bench, going to your absolute max, and not even really getting the weight up to where somebody has to help you up, that's all you, that's all you. It's pointless. So set your ego aside, go to the correct weight that you need, and work out there. And once again, you will see gains from that. Now at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my most controversial opinion. But before that, let's go into number 3, wearing the wrong shoes. Now I know that might sound a little bit weird, but look at it this way. When you wear the Adidas Ultra Boost, or really any shoe that has like a really big foamy type heel, it's setting you up for failure. Now I'm not saying that you still can't squat, but if you look at this, when you do squat, you are really, really unstable. So now that puts more pressure on your heels, your ankles, even your knees and hips, simply just because you're wearing the wrong shoe. Now, the more flat that you can have your shoe and the harder it can be, the better. That's actually why you see people lift barefoot, lift in Converse, or even just like those little tiny like barefoot shoes. It's because you want to be connected to the ground as best as you can. A, it's safer, but B, it allows you to put more force, therefore increasing your lifts. Now this is one that I can't seem to get through people's heads at all. So number 4, athletes are not bodybuilders. A lot of young athletes want to get big for a good reason, because they see guys like Mike Trout or DK Metcalf and they want to look like that, which is understandable. But it's how they got there that's different. Because a lot of kids will go on the internet, start doing these bodybuilder lifts just in the name of getting big. They don't care about their performance, and it just completely ruins them because their body isn't prepared to play. So now it's not their fault. They're just doing what they see online, and that's why I'm here, to give you the correct information. But when you set aside the mobility aspect and just start doing curls, doing all these big lifts and staring in the mirror just because, oh, I look cool now, doesn't mean you're gonna be a better player. So it gets back to our ego talk. You have to set that aside a little bit so you can get better and then that ego can come out on the field because you're just playing better than everyone else. And last, and possibly the most controversial, you need to make sure you're getting full range of motion all the time, because we see athletes come into our facility every day and do these half squats to where they're loading up the weight, barely going down, but think they're actually doing something. You might have even seen it on YouTube. All these videos of people going into the gym, just kind of bouncing the weight up, not really doing anything, and it looks stupid. But you'd be surprised at how many people come in and do that exact same thing. Drop the weight, hit the full range of motion, and once you can do that, then go up. Now, to be fair, there is a time and place to load up the weight and do half reps, but it's when it's programmed and typically at a professional level to where you can get really, really specific into player needs. But to the middle school, high school, and even college athletes, you will get more benefit out of the full range of motion than you will those half squats. Now, these are the 5 most common mistakes that I see in almost every athlete. But if you know of any more, leave them down in the comments. But more importantly, if you know of an athlete making these same mistakes right now, go ahead and send them this video. That way they can get better and you can get better at the same time. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way we can put out more content like this. I'll see y'all in the next one.